I'm Ben with the BTC Sessions, and this is your bullish bit brought to you by bitrefill.com, your one-stop shop for living on a Bitcoin standard. Sign up and grab gift cards for eSIMs, gaming, e-commerce, your travel needs, food, and much more, and you can buy them all with Bitcoin and Lightning. Sign up today and use code BTC Sessions 10 for some special perks.
Bullish because kids are getting orange pilled. Each of our episodes takes about 8 months to make. Last year, our breakout episode was on inflation, and so many kids were then complaining about inflation to their parents at Costco, in the supermarket, like, oh, that inflation monster, really, the meat prices and everything. And like, these kids know more than many adults now, at least in certain fields. So it was really encouraging. We're hardcore Bitcoin enthusiasts. We'd read the book, The Bitcoin Standard from Safety. It was a bit risky because we're like, oh my gosh, are kids even going to understand? Is our audience going to be so split? Our audience is primarily libertarian, conservative, people who want these principles of freedom and want to pass them down to their kids, right? And so that was a bit of a big question in our mind is there's probably going to be Bitcoin haters in our audience and Bitcoin lovers, but we committed to doing this first kid show about Bitcoin and trying to break it down to a level that a kid can understand. And turns out some adults actually finally understood Bitcoin. And so that was like kind of the build up, 8 months of that. And then I was telling you a bit earlier, we released that episode earlier this month, and we didn't plan it this way, but so many banks are failing. Bitcoin is on the rise. So many people are like looking and mistrusting the banks and the financial institutions. It's like a shockwave, like 2008. And I think it just hit the right place at the right time. And it was so cool to see. We had somebody rip it on TikTok, and we had like 5 million views on TikTok. We chose to release it on Twitter. We were like, this one feels important enough to just release for free. Let's put it on Twitter. It was cool because Safety tweeted about it. So we're like, yes, the guy we based it off of, his writings. And then Michael Saylor did too, which is really cool to see. He really put some gas on the fire. But the coolest part for me was seeing like all these kids and their parents as well, like learning about it and actually understanding Bitcoin and asking their parents for it in allowance. It was so cool. We've had people come and be like, we showed this to our class, showed them how to set up Lightning Wallet. Just the idea of breaking it down to the level of a child. You also tend to teach parents too. We had one dude who was like, I spent over 7,000 hours trying to convince my wife about Bitcoin. You guys did it in 20 minutes. It's like, yes. So we're definitely reaping what we sow with this fiat inflationary irresponsibility. And I think people are mistrusting, and they're looking for something else to trust in. Whether or not everyone, I don't know what percentage of people who watched our episode are going to try Bitcoin, but at least they'll understand it more. I feel like there was a bunch of like a press storm about like Bitcoin uses so much energy and that's so bad for the environment and stuff. We tried to distill this lesson down to money that's hard to create keeps its value. And I think that is a hooky part for people, especially with this hyperinflation that we're experiencing now, that, gosh, yeah, maybe there is some value, some power to money that's hard to create.
Yeah.